The National Heritage Hero Award is an award which marks the contribution of one individual to heritage protection in Ireland. It's a very prestigious award and it really acknowledges the important work that volunteers do to protect Ireland's heritage. This year we had an increase in the number of events for Heritage Week, so therefore the competition for the Heritage Hero Award was much greater. The winner this year, James, is a particularly deserving winner because of his contribution over his entire life to the protection of heritage here in County Offaly. I know he's directly associated with the site we're standing in here today, this really important Elizabethan fort, but for this and all his other work and his publications, he has been deemed as the award winner for 2024.
My childhood was in Tullamore on the banks of the canal. And then in later life, I moved on to Banagher, and of course you have the wonderful River Shannon. So I've had inland navigation running through my life. Two books give me great pleasure. One in 1986, with the help of the Banagher INTO, National Teachers Organisation. They funded a book, a local studies book for the top of the primary school. So the chapters that are in that, Napoleonic fortifications, inland waterways, wildfowl, bird watching and so on, castles, big houses and so on. They have dominated my historical interest since the 80s. One of the first things I did when I came to Banagher was to meet with Margaret Barton, who sadly passed away recently, and we became great friends, and we used to spend a lot of time in graveyards recording tombstones. So I eventually got the one in Banagher published during COVID, called Forgotten Souls. That's probably my favourite book. Fort Eliza is a 4-gun battery just out the Crank Road in Banagher. I must say, when I drew it to the attention of Cormac McCarthy, the Waterways Ireland Heritage Officer, they didn't realise they own it. When he did, they took ownership in every sense. And we've done a lot of work there. Prior to that, you didn't know what this was. It was just a peculiarly shaped looking building. But now you go in and there's 4 guns made from Banagher concrete. That's now very well maintained by Waterways Ireland.
James came to Banagher in the late 70s, early 80s. He was actually my national school teacher, and he gave us a great pride of heritage and history. He had us out scraping headstones when we were 9 or 10 years of age, and indeed now we're in our 50s and we're still scraping them for him.
James gives of his time voluntarily. He gets the community involved. He's an action person. A lot of people talk about things, but James says, I can do it.
Not alone has he all the knowledge, but he's able to pass it on with absolutely wonderful enthusiasm, bring everybody along. And I don't think anybody has ever spent a moment in his company that wasn't a worthwhile time spent.
James was my primary school teacher, and that year we were in 5th year, and James wrote a book on looking around, which I still have up in my study in Charlotte's Way. James completely deserves this because it's not yesterday. His passion, his love, his knowledge, his enthusiasm for local history, for the people of the town of Banagher and the surrounding areas.
James Scully has been a friend of Waterways Ireland for many decades. He's been so generous with his time, with his information, and I think one of the most amazing things is that he has this incredible knowledge of the waterways in general, but the Grand Canal in particular, but he has this ability to communicate that information, and he communicates it in a way that it's accessible to everybody. And there's very few people who have that lifetime of research and meticulous detail to the heritage, but also this absolute passion for his place. He's the epitome of a hero, and he doesn't seek attention for any of it. You know, he goes under the radar. So we're absolutely thrilled in Waterways Ireland to be able to give this testimonial for him.